Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the final Photoshop Daily Creative Challenge of our 2-week stint. I'm sad to go, but also very excited that we all got to spend this time together, improving our portfolios and creating alongside each other. Charles, it's good to see you. Celia, Monir, Anthony, Lucia, Tim, it's good to see you. Jacqueline, Jenna, Mohammed, hello everyone. So many familiar faces. For those of you who are new, however, I am VooDoo Val. I'm going to be your host for today's 9th DCC challenge for Photoshop. And some of you might have seen me in chat, sort of moderating, keeping the chat clean and friendly, or you may have seen me host before. But this was the first time that I got to host the Daily Creative Challenge, and it's been such a blast. Before we jump into what we have planned for the challenge today, I want to take you folks over to the Daily Creative Challenge page. If you head over to behance.net/daily creative challenge, this is where you can find all of the information for what we've been doing over the past 2 weeks. And it will also be where you can continue to come for more daily creative challenge information in the future. If you jump onto the page right now, you'll be able to join the conversation. You'll be able to scroll down through here and see all of the challenges that we've been unlocking each day and download the templates and assets that I've had prepared for you folks when it was needed. And you'll also see that today's challenge is actually revealed to you. Today we're going to be crafting an animated GIF using work we created in the previous challenges. We're going to try animating the textures we used in challenge number 8. You guys remember I said that we were going to kind of spice up what we worked on yesterday. Today we're going to actually be animating the textures that we used the clipping masks to add in yesterday afternoon, which I'm super excited about. There are so many ways in which we can actually utilize the information I'm going to be going over in this challenge. And not just for creating cool titles for your Behance project. So we're going to do that, and then I'm going to actually show you a few more examples of what you can do with that, which I'm very excited about. If you have not already, please join our Discord. If you folks are not familiar with Discord, if you click the Join Us on Discord button at the bottom of the page, it'll take you over to this. This is our Adobe Photoshop Discord, where you will jump in and be welcomed with a bunch of awesome community info, a little bit about how to navigate the Discord, what each channel does, and why they are important. You'll be getting announcements about all of the challenges as they come through in the future. And you'll also be able to jump in and introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about you, maybe how long you've been a designer. If you're new, let us know that you're a beginner, make some new friends and whatnot. You guys can chat in the community chat channel. This is just a cool place where all of you folks can make friends. It looks like Foxy Lady has left, I'm assuming, a meme for me, which I won't open on stream because I'm sure it's a Star Wars joke, and I don't know if I want you guys to see me react to that on camera. So I'll leave that for later. Thank you, Foxy. You guys can also jump in and ask any questions that you have in the Ask a Question channel. We've got a tips and tricks channel for you guys to learn little tidbits of interesting information. We've got a design feedback channel as well, which is the channel I'm hoping you guys will use today if you're following along with me for our final challenge. Basically, here is where everyone creates their challenges along with me, or they take time after the fact to sort of perfect and polish their challenges that they've been working on throughout the days, and then they post them all here, as well as, I hope, on your Behance profiles too. I've been trying to make a point of showing off how to upload your projects that you create throughout the Daily Creative Challenge to an existing Behance project, so I hope you guys will be doing that. I also hope that you'll share them with me because I would love to favorite your projects on Behance. But yeah, this is a little glimpse of what some people have been doing. This is great. Cece did like a cool little, oh, this is so nice. Like a little gif of all the different things that we've been doing. This is great. Oh my gosh, thank you as well, Cece. You're wonderful. Thank you for participating. Oh, so many fantastic GIFs have been posted for today's challenge already. This is so fantastic. This is going to be wonderful. I can't wait to jump into it. So without further ado, let's pull up Photoshop and get into what we have planned. I'm going to page this down here. This is where I ended yesterday for the challenge with just a blank or a transparent canvas with our frame tool text filled in with marble texture. And I'm actually going to scroll down here and open up my lesson 9 folder. Or actually maybe I can just come over here back to our daily creative challenge. I'm actually going to download this template here just so that you folks oh, actually, it's the same one as yesterday. If you guys remember yesterday, we pulled up the template. It has a little folder of halftones in there for you. If you guys click on the download template file that is on the Daily Creative Challenge page, it'll pull up that same one for you guys that has all of the default assets I created for you thrown in there. So if you don't have textures of your own to follow along with me today because maybe you haven't done the previous challenge, there are things in there for you to use to follow along with me. I'm going to use, however, the marble textures that I've been favoring for the last few challenges. And this is what we're going to do. We are going to sort of duplicate this a few times, and we are going to change the textures, and then we were going to create a frame animation from all of the different versions of our title and export a GIF, which is going to be super fun. So this is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to select my text file, or my text layer, and also my marble layer, and I'm going to do that by selecting both of them with Shift, and I'm going to do Command G, and I'm going to name this white marble, and then I'm going to hit Enter, and I am going to duplicate this with Command J, and then I'm going to open this up, and I'm actually going to delete this marble, the white marble background, by clicking it and hitting delete. And then I'm going to scroll through here and I'm going to snag another marble texture that I like. I think I'm going to grab this dark one here and I'm going to throw this in. I'm going to hold Alt so that I'm resizing from all angles here, and I'm going to kind of bump that out like so, and I'm going to place that right over our text. And then if you remember, the way that we apply a clipping mask to whatever is underneath is by right-clicking and scrolling to Create Clipping Mask, and boom, there we go. Also, hello, Anel, Celia, thank you. Nace, hello. Samantha, welcome in. Diogo, welcome back. Betty, hello. I hope you all are following along. So I'm gonna rename, let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna rename this dark marble. Now that we've got our dark marble in here. Dark marble, boom. So we've got that like that. And then I'm gonna duplicate that, and I'm going to rename this to rose marble. And I'm going to open it, and I'm going to navigate to our rose marble texture here, like so. And I'm going to hold Alt again and drag that out. And this rose is, I mean, it's beautiful, but it's also very subtle. And the other textures that I have used are actually quite detailed in the veins and everything running through the marble. So for this one, I'm actually going to edit the layer styles a little bit. I'm going to drag this to where I want it. And I'm going to delete the previous clipping mask here. I'm going to apply a clipping mask like we've done previously. And then I'm actually going to go Command L. And I'm going to open up the layers, or the levels, excuse me. I'm going to drag this over here so that I can see my text. And I'm going to come in here and noodle around and kind of pull up this mid-tone slider there. And I'm just going to edit this until I have more of the texture that I'm wanting from this. I want to bring out those veins and cracks in that marble so it's a little more detailed. Along with the other textures, and I think that'll do it. I like that right there. That gives us a little more pizzazz in there. We can kind of see the difference there, how it adds just a little more texture, a little more detail. So let's see, I'm going to close that, and then I'm going to duplicate this one more time with Command J, and then I'm going to drag our ocean marble, that's what I've been calling it, in here, and I'm going to resize holding Alt. Toss that in there like this. I really like this one. You guys might recognize this texture from one of the projects that I uploaded to the DCC Challenge project that I have on my Behance. I thought it was too pretty not to use a second time. So I'm going to drag this down here. I'm going to delete that rose marble. I'm going to apply the blue marble as a clipping mask, and then I'm going to rename this group to Ocean Marble. There we go. So now we've got 4 different groups of different iterations of our frame tool text. And what I am going to do now is I am going to do Command E on all of these to merge them into individual layers. Basically, effectively like flattening all of these groups. So I'm gonna go Control E, or Command E if you're on a Mac. Command E, Command E, Command E. And you might want to save another iteration of your file before you do this so that you have another version of it before you merge these. If you'd like to do that, I can actually Command Z to undo all this and show you. If you want to just do Command Shift S, it'll open up your Save As panel, and then you can just save this as whatever your, the title of your file is, and then maybe underscore alt, so like an alternative version, if you want. So then you have it separate from that. So you can go back to your previous file where everything is grouped and not flattened and unable to change. So I'm going to go ahead and do this again. Merge all these. And now what we're going to do is we're going to jump into the timeline panel, which I'm very excited about. If you don't have your timeline panel visible in your Photoshop interface already, this is how you can find it. You want to go up to the very top here and select Window. And then Window gives you a huge list of all of the panels that you can pull up. So maybe you might even find some in there that you'd rather have up in your interface too. You can kind of organize it however you like, but we're going to select Timeline, which is going to hover in the middle here, and I'm actually going to grab the panel tab and I'm going to drag it down here until the bottom of my Photoshop window has a blue glow to it, and I'm going to release, and it basically is going to snap that, kind of suction that down to the bottom of my interface. And what I'm going to do is it'll give you kind of a choice here between create a video timeline or create a frame animation. You want to make sure you have create frame animation selected here, and then you go ahead and click it, and it will add your layer into the timeline down here at the bottom. What I'm going to do, however, is I'm going to come to this little button here. Maybe I can like lean over so you can see there's like a little, there we go, little hamburger menu here on the far right. I'm going to click that, and I'm actually going to say make frames from layers. So basically what that did is it took every layer that's in my file and it made an individual layer from, or individual frame from that layer, which is very useful, especially if your file is cleaned up enough that you have everything set exactly the way you want it, like we do today. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all of these frames by making sure the first frame is selected, holding Shift, and then clicking the fourth frame. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the duration of our frames, because right now if I do a quick test here and I just hit the play button at the bottom there, this is pretty pretty blinky, pretty fast, because all of the durations of these frames are set to 0. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all of them. And then on the first frame, I'm going to click the duration, the 0 second, and the drop down pointer there. And I'm going to set it to 1 second. And that's going to actually change the duration of all the frames to 1 second because I had them all selected at the same time. And that will effectively slow this down a little bit. It's going to appear much slower than before, which works. And you can experiment with whatever duration that you would like to set. But once you have everything set the way you like it, we're going to save it out. And the way we're going to do that is not just our regular control save or command save or command shift save as we've been doing. We're actually going to go up to File, and we're going to export. And we're going to say save for web legacy. You can come in here and mess with the settings as you like. If your colors are a little different than mine, or perhaps yours isn't transparent, you can kind of experiment with the settings however you like them. I personally, whenever I save my GIFs, I leave it as is because it gives me the 256 colors, and it has all of these set to the best settings that can be for what I'm creating. You can go ahead and maybe pull this out here, and you can do a test play of your GIF if you like, just to make sure all of the colors and everything look proper. It does have a limit on the colors and the I suppose the definition of how everything is going to look, which is, as I said, why I usually leave it like this, because I have as many colors as I can have here. So I'm going to go to Save, and I'm going to call this Frame Tool GIF, or I can just leave it as Frame Tool since it's .gif, and that'll be a little more understandable. And I'm going to say Save. And then I'm going to go to my Behance because I'm going to upload this nifty thing to Behance right quick. So I'm going to go Google. I'm going to navigate over to my Behance profile. And again, as we've been doing the last few days, if you want to edit your previous challenge, just hover over a previous project that you've already uploaded. Hover over the little gear icon that you got there, and you can select Edit from there, and it'll bring you to the editable version of the project, where you can scroll down to wherever it is you need to add in your piece. I'm going to rename my challenge here that I've already set up as GIF. Oops, I want it caps. GIF / timeline animation. Boom. And then below that, I'm going to select a grid, and I'm going to say Upload Files, and I'm going to navigate to our Frame Tool GIF, and then I'm going to open. And let it load. And there we are. So we have a nifty little title that has this animation, and you folks can get a little creative with the amount of frames you put in there. You can speed up or slow down the duration in the settings as I showed you. You can also get pretty creative with what you're actually promoting with your GIF. So I wanted to show you a couple of little examples. I've actually animated some little icons and stuff for myself with the timeline. I've also animated like some interesting promos where I put like a cool logo for my business, and then I put some interesting things that I've painted in the background to rotate through. Very similar to how we've done the frame tool. Another thing that you could do if maybe you don't want a bunch of different looking images in your frame tool or whatever it is, whatever text that you used for this challenge, what you could do is use the exact same texture and move it around. Maybe we can do kind of a quick demonstration of that right quick, something that might look really great. I can actually go back to our original version here. And maybe we will hide this. We'll go back to our dark version here. I'll delete these. You could, instead of, like I said, having multiple different images, what you could do is duplicate the same one a few times and change the position of the clipping mask there. So then you have the same exact texture and everything is very uniform, but the texture itself just kind of moves around within your piece. So we can kind of do that here right quick. I'll move one up and down. I will transform this and bring this down here. There we go. That can look pretty cool. And then I'm going to do the same thing that I did before, which is merge all these down so they're a little bit different. Create a frame animation. Hit our little hamburger menu over here. Make frames from layers. I'm going to select all of them like we did before and change the duration right quick. We're going to go 1 second. We'll go up to File and Export, Save for Web. I'm going to go ahead and save it here. And we'll call this Frame Tool Dark. Like so. We'll save, and then we'll upload this one as well. Here we go, upload files, frame tool dark. We'll open that. Oh, let me see if I can, let me redo this because it didn't like that very much. Maybe I missed something. I can make mistakes too. Everybody does it. Let's re-export right quick. Let's give it a quick test play. Yeah, just kind of moves around in there. Save. We'll just save it as the original title there. Boom. We'll do this one more time. Navigate to our Alt GIF. Open. There we go. So now we've got one that's very uniform, but the texture just kind of moves around in there just a little bit. And you can add actually several different frames so that it's moving around kind of amorphously and stuff if you like that look. And then real quick, the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to navigate into our Discord and I'm going to upload my GIFs here, which I sincerely hope that you folks do too. Let me actually grab both of these, Frame Tool and the Frame Tool Dark, or excuse me, the Frame Tool Alt GIF and the Frame Tool GIF. I'm going to hold Alt or Command to select both of those, not everything in between, and I'm going to say Open, and then it'll give me little prompts here to throw those into the Discord, and there they are, moving around. I made mine a little bit slow. I think maybe I'll go back later today and make some that are a little faster and experiment with some more textures and things. But that is how you would go about making a quick, simple animation with the timeline. It's a very cool way to spice up a social media promo, make it a little more eye-catching than just having a graphic or an illustration there. Give it a little bit of movement so people stop and say, ooh, what is this? And read your message or your announcement or whatever it is that you have to communicate with your audience. Lucia says Star Wars GIF. Honestly, I will accept any and all Star Wars GIFs that you folks create, and I'll probably make one of my own. I mean, I don't know if I can resist making a lightsaber glow or something else. Look at that! Look at that just came through from Lucy. That is awesome. That's amazing. Well done, Lucy. These are so fantastic. I can't wait to see all of the other stuff that you folks create. This Discord is just like crammed full with fantastic entries. You guys have done a fantastic job on all of these challenges throughout these past weeks. I'm super proud of all of you guys. I'm super honored that I got to be here to walk you through the challenges, and I will be seeing you soon. I'll talk to you guys next time. Happy designing, everyone.